We're back. Long overdue. Coming at you. Recorded on Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, California. Fan sets. We're ready to go.
Season 2.
Season 2.
Episode, who knows?
Yeah, we're not really keeping track.
But this is season 2.
This is season 2.
We've
decided. Some time back, we forgot to tell you. But since it's season 2, this is the first summer tour of season 2.
First summer tour of season 2, exactly.
First summer tour of season 2. And it really
started.
Popped off. At the old Great Woods Tweeter Center Comcast Xfinity place.
It's had a lot of names. It's had a lot of names.
Have you been to Great Woods?
Have I been to Great Woods?
That's your neck of the woods.
That was like my OG.
Yeah.
You know?
I've never been.
It's just a shed.
Yeah. Like classic shed.
Classic. I mean, it's been 20 years since I've been there. But it's just a shed, and it's...
Like when you were last there, it was called the Tweeter Center.
It was definitely the Tweeter Center. I don't even know if I ever went when it was the Xfinity Center or any of those other centers. Tweeter Center.
And like, did everybody just call it like the Tweezer Center?
Whoa.
Like how many lot tees were there that were called, like Tweezer Center, Mansfield?
I have no recollection of that, but like it was definitely, people did call it the Tweeter Center, actually, even though people call it Great Woods. The Great Woods is like it's in Mansfield, Mass. I don't know what
Great Woods is like the 90s name. Tweeter Center's like the aughts name. And
rest in peace, Tweeter.
And then like Comcast,
like R.I.P.
Xfinity is like the last decade.
Comcast came in deep, and then obviously Comcast rebranded as that Xfinity.
What is a tweeter? Like,
well, a tweeter is on a speaker.
It's on a speaker?
A tweeter is the high frequency thing on a speaker. Tweeter was an electronics store in like New England, or like it was like Best Buy.
Gotcha.
Like, you ever heard of Circuit City?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Circuit City's like arch rival was Tweeter. Well, that's not really true. It was mostly speakers and stuff, but I think that they did expand. You know, you could get like Walkmans and disc. I guess it was music related. I don't know how deep they went on like computers and gadgets. Like,
right, but it was like the 90s, so
it was the 90s. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna buy?
Right, it's like a Walkman or a Discman,
a mini disc player,
maybe a mic,
a DAC. Yeah, I don't.
A FLAC.
Now you're like making me second guess. It definitely it was a speaker place for sure. I just don't know how deep they went on cabinets. Like Best Buy like stuff. Yeah, like speakers and like
you get like 5 disc changer there.
5 disc changers, maybe that sweet Alpine thing you can put in your trunk of your car with like a 6 disc.
Right. Or like
they probably sold those. They for sure sold those cassettes with the headphone jack on them.
Right. Or like an aftermarket like car radios.
Totally. Like Blaupunkt.
Sounds like a very New England type of tweeter sitch.
It's a New England vibe. I'm almost certain it's New Englandy.
You learn something new every day, folks.
Tweeter Center.
Yeah.
They didn't make it. They didn't make it past like, I think the .com boom might have taken them out, you know?
Right. Yeah. The old Amazon.
I think the old internet might have been.
The old Amazon sitch.
Might have been the end of Tweeter.
That's too bad. Well, now it's the Xfinity Center. And...
Dude, they've played some epic shows at Mansfield, including, obviously, the prior Gamehenge.
That's true. When? In 94?
It was like 94. Yeah.
Cool.
Man, I saw the Allman Brothers there a bunch of times. I mean, that was like my local, not that it was that close, but that was the spot. Either that or like Worcester Centrum.
The indoor shed.
Yeah, I mean, like fall was Worcester, summer was Mansfield.
Yeah. That sounds fun. And they were not afraid to kick it off with a little bit of a oomph, eh?
Yeah, I mean, you've done a lot more listening than me in the last couple days.
Yeah.
But I picked up some bits and pieces, and, like, they came ready to play.
Yeah. I mean, when they open with Buried Alive, they're like...
Yeah, they're showing up for some fun.
We're feeling the flow. Feeling the bowl dance. Feeling the flow.
What do you like? This has been a very interesting year for Phish, I think. So we had like so much. Okay, Mexico, sure. Which Trey said were the best shows they'd ever played up until that time, which is an interesting data point, right?
Yeah.
But then they did all this press for the Sphere. The Sphere had so much hype. We had an excellent time. It was super fun. But then there was like all this press around the Sphere, and you're kind of like, okay, like this is weird, but maybe it's Sphere related. And then we roll into like Evolve season with even more press.
Yeah.
Like
a lot of press.
A lot of press. Like he's on podcasts. He's in like real, it's not just like Guitar Hero magazine, like interview. It's like
Rolling Stone.
Exactly.
Yeah. NPR.
Right. The Tiny Desk. I've listened to like 2 or 3 podcasts with him.
Yeah.
And like there's a CBC one, which was like,
I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that was like, I don't know, weird, but cool.
Yeah.
Fine. Obviously there's the Marin one. Like he's been on like 3 or 4 podcasts. This is like weird.
I wonder if it's like we're, King of the Castle kind of like reaffirmation for them. Like, fuck you, Goose. Don't be trying to step on my toes.
Yeah, interesting. Because like when Trey passed the torch, like they got a little too much heat. Like Goose got a little too much street cred.
Like
so they were
just
like,
like needed to reassert
our
ourselves
dominance
as kings of the jam band. Stinky.
Maybe. I mean, unequivocally, right? I mean, they played the Sphere and fucking burned the place down.
Yeah.
And then, it is interesting. I don't know, but like in one of the podcasts, one of the guys was like, oh, the PR people sent me, some talking points, XYZ, but then I went deep and did my own research. Like, so it's like,
Right.
This isn't just like, there's a machine here that I'm not saying hasn't existed, but it's like, it's turned up.
Well, what was their album? What was their last album before Evolve?
Big Boat? Sigma Oasis.
Right, Sigma Oasis.
Was there any press on Sigma?
That was like the COVID album.
Yes, it came out. It literally came out like spring 2020.
2020 or 21? 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess they'd already produced it before COVID hit, and it was like their release.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, it released in the spring.
The extent of their marketing was like, we're going to do these dinner and a movie. Like, hey, look at us. We just dropped a new album.
But they didn't do dinner and movies till the fall.
No? I thought they did it in the summer. I thought they started pretty quick. I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure in the summer they were doing it.
But I don't think that they were related. I think dinner and movies was more like, how do we stay connected as a community and do something for our fans? Like, I don't know. I don't know what Sigma Oasis like press. There's never press.
They have not done an album PR press push like this since like Farmhouse.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even remember Farmhouse so long ago.
Like they were on Fallon.
Yes, good point. They were on Fallon. That's what I mean. Like, this is weird.
Maybe it's just like, hey, let's give it a go. Maybe we can get it like hit the charts.
They like hired a new PR company and they're on retainer and they're just like making them work. Like,
get our touch of gray moment.
Yeah, but that's what I'm like. What's the impetus? That's more what I'm wondering. Like, it's not like they don't have the resources to do it. Like, like call someone up and be like, hey, we want to make a lot of noise. Like, sure, we have a team. We can get you plugged in. But like, why is Trey? Why are they on all the late nights? Why are they doing the pods? Why are they doing the interview? Like, Trey is out there, bro.
I think one reason could be that they want to sell out the Sphere for 20 nights in a row next year.
Wow. Sweet 16.
Sweet 16, because like they could do it. I don't actually think that there would be an issue with it. Like, it was so impossible to get a Phish Sphere ticket.
Impossible.
Maybe they just like need those, like that extra 5-10% of people who are just so happen to like by the 15th show. I don't know. Maybe that's like their reasoning. Maybe that's management being like, okay, well, if you want to spend this amount of money to do 16 or 20 unique Sphere shows, we need to like make sure
we
sell out every single fucking ticket there, or else we can't do it because we're not going to make any money.
I mean, dude, the Eagles have announced like
I know, but they're doing the same show every night.
Yeah, you're right. But, like, I mean, how much does a screensaver cost to make?
They could just change that back on the train fucking motif.
Yeah, they'll just like
blue instead of pink.
And then yellow.
Right.
And we'll just be cruising on that train.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's just an interesting moment in time, right? Because, like, we've existed outside of, like, the sphere. I don't mean the sphere. We've existed outside of music for so long, for 40 years. We've existed on the periphery. Yeah, and like you're right, Farmhouse was like this weird moment, and then they did like, is that when they did Radio City? Was that kind of connected to Farmhouse?
Pretty sure.
Like
it was the same year.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like there was some connection.
Was it in 2000 that Farmhouse came out?
Yeah. And so like, but now we're like, we, meaning like Phish and the communities, like kind of like we're like music adjacent again. Like we're in the music news, which is like weird.
I don't know. Maybe they just feel like they want to stay relevant and push the dad rock.
And it was so much
the front and center of, you know, I don't know. I'm sure there's a valid explanation because they're obviously spending money, more money than they would, because there's no doubt that every show that they do this summer will likely be sold out. Maybe like Thursday night of Dick's won't be sold out, but every other night will be.
No doubt because of this press?
No, just because if they did zero press, they would still
that's what I mean.
sell the same amount of tickets.
Like, let's just assume that, like, we're all showing up like we always are. You know, I'm not... there was a point in 3.0 where it was like, attendance was like,
right,
80. I don't know. You know, like, you went to some shows and they were like a little lighter. Like, they were still packed, but they were a little light. Like, enthusiasm was down a smidge.
For, I'd say, the geriatric millennial grade of fans. You know, who had, like, been so excited by the reinvigoration of Phish for, like, the first 3 or 4 years of them coming back from their
but like
breakup.
12 through like 14, or
I'd say more like
or 14 through 17 even, maybe.
I don't know. There was probably, like, I think it's individual basis. Like, there were some people who were so
they unplugged. Like, I mean, I unplugged during that time a little bit, you know. But recently the enthusiasm's been off the charts. Like, places are packed. I mean, we saw what happened at the Sphere. Like, there's no shortage of demand.
Like, I think they just like got their stride back in. Like, there was those Halloweens where they were doing like wingsuit and
and
you know, like sci-fi soldier, and people, it was just like, it just feels like them creatively maybe have had the opportunity to do things that connect with their fan base a little bit better. Like doing Gamehenge, there is not a Phish fan who has any idea what this band is about that was not holy fuck shit, awesome, I want to see this band every night for the rest of my life. You know? Even if they never do this again, they just like reinvigorated everybody. And again, yes, I agree. What is the point of all this press? Sphere 2025.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
I mean, you could totally be right. But it's only Trey, number one, which is like classic, but like, you know how they used to make them, all four of them, like stand for a picture every now and again? Like, this is Trey.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like that. It's like what that Almost Famous t-shirt with, like, when they made the t-shirt and Russell, the lead guitarist, was the only one who was in focus. They had like this t-shirt and like he's standing at the front and they're all out of focus in the background. That's just how it's always been, though.
Totally. But like, you don't see Paige like lining up to talk to.
I mean, maybe he's in like
magazine.
the Burlington Chronicle.
Sure. Yeah. And Mike's doing his coffee shop like tour.
Right.
You know.
I just think that there's probably a management based decision to make Trey feel important, right? Like, let's do like a press run and like Trey like will feel all high and mighty about himself. You know, he's like, so like, yes, everybody knows who I am. You know, like I was on Rolling Stone and they did this interview and all these podcasts, and he's coming into summer tour now. Like, man, I'm just like kicking ass. And nobody else in the band really gives a shit. They're just like hiding their consumption methods from him and like having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, 5 divorces.
Well, he said he's the only sober member of the band. There's been 4 members and 5 divorces.
Exactly. And he hasn't had one.
I know. So I was trying to, like, who's the double? Is it Paige?
Must be.
I was trying to figure that out because he might have also split from his second wife.
But that would still mean that 2 of them would have had to have a double. Or somebody had a triple?
Shit, yeah, I can't do math.
I know. I don't think Fishman's been married more than
I
once.
feel like Fishman was a singler.
But I don't know. Maybe there was like a shotgun wedding and one of them
maybe Paige is 3D. Like maybe Paige is 3D. Maybe he's on wife 4.
Or maybe he's single.
Maybe he's single. Just at the golf. Just like chairman of the boards, like playing golf, drinking like Arnold Palmer's with like, anyway. So
digress.
It is interesting. The whole narrative of all this press has also been like, our superpower is that we're not famous. Our superpower is that we have all these adoring fans and like we don't have expectations to meet other than like we don't have expectations of like the industry and like people, like the only expectations we have is like our fans who are there every day and like we meet them where they are. And like, you know, he has this whole narrative about how like the fact that they are who they are is a function of the fact that they've been like outside of the pop culture sphere, you know, and allowed to grow slowly, like one fan at a time. 40 years later, we have this like infinitely large fan base, but we did it one fan at a time, right? We got people in the room, and we kept them there, right? We didn't have like a radio hit where everyone bought a CD and then forgot about us, you know?
Yeah, it's worked.
Yeah,
I mean, they got in the tiny desk, which was fun. I liked watching that, even though, you know, Sigma, Oasis, and Evolve. The Evolve tour so far, they haven't even played it. They didn't play it on the 3-night opener.
They haven't even played Evolve, you're saying.
They didn't play Evolve. They played everything else from that album. But I think that these first 3 shows were all very good. You know, obviously, every Phish show has its highs and its lows. But this, purely based off of, even if you just look at the set list, their song choices and the placement of certain songs, like opening second set last night with Squirming Coil, that's like not something that they ever do.
Like that's a set closer. And
I just love that they're doing that.
Yeah, I know.
They're like, you know, let's make this shit weird and throw people, you know.
Well, we've talked about this before, like how they're just putting songs in all sorts of weird places. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. You know, Yem second set opener on Saturday. Susie Greenberg second set opener on the first night. You know, it's just like fun. Like that reminds me of like Dick's when they opened the show with Antelope. And it's just like, that is just like, yes, we're in for this. I couldn't read your mind. You tricked me.
Well, it's funny you brought up Antelope. Did you see that like false peak they did on Antelope like 3 times? They like missed the drop. Like, they just like, kept missing it and missing it and missing it. And then when they finally hit it, like Fishman's back there like, oh, whoops, like slaying the drums. Like, I mean, like his first night. Yeah, and these guys are just absolute.
And nobody gives a shit. Like whenever
that's what I mean. No one gives a shit. It was just hilarious to watch them. Like as an adoring, loving fan, it's like you're laughing. It's like first show back. Like forgot. Like we've been busting their balls and we get one Antelope a tour,
right? That's what we were saying in season 1.
I know. And then they bring Antelope out first night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
no. I mean that first night, like. Looks like 80% of those songs that they played, maybe more, are all 1.0 songs. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Except for PJ. My new favorite song, PJ.
Right. Pillow Jets. I mean, Pillow Jets, Beneath the Sea of Stars.
No, I know. But yes, you know, this is kind of like a deep catalog show. I mean, Hey Stranger, but like, 46 Days. Well, but like a lot of there's a lot of deepness in there. You're totally right. It's not like they just came out and just did us like
a Sigma Oasis into Evolve,
into Leaves,
into
Oblivion.
Yeah, I mean they're not like showcasing because they showcased already. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they did all this press. They like showcased the album to those who might be fucking interested out there in the Rolling Stone fucking.
Have you listened to the album?
No,
I know, but like,
have you?
Well, I've listened to a few songs on the album.
I've accidentally heard a few songs on the album.
There you go. Sirius XM, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you've accidentally listened to something.
Accidentally, yes.
What do you think about it? I mean, you know all the songs, right? So like, you've heard the songs for the last 2 years.
It's fine.
Yeah, it is fine.
Just like every Phish album, it's just fine.
No.
Not as good as Sigma Oasis.
Sigma Oasis was a well-done album coming off of the back of, like, what is before? Like, Big Boat, Round Room, like, all that shenanigans that no one listened to? Like, Fuego? I don't even know what's on that. I've never even heard the song Fuego in my life.
Yes, you have.
Okay, but like, that's a bad album.
Yeah. They all are not very good.
I know, I just think Evolve is like not bad. I feel like they put out two decent albums like for Phish.
They've been in the studio for like 30, almost 40 years making albums, and like sure, the production value, everything should be dialed at this point. It's just like nobody
listens to it.
I shouldn't speak for everybody else. I'm happy to listen to it once. I'll listen to it. But then I'm going to go back to like 97.
Like A Wave of Hope, Pillow Jets, Lonely Trip, Life Saving Gun. Like I feel like I did that. I feel like I did that stretch on the album one time in the car.
Yeah.
And I wasn't against it.
I'm glad.
Like I'd be open-minded to, in certain situations, to listening to that stretch of the album again.
If it just came on in your 5-disc changer.
Yeah, like if I was in a car with a 5-disc changer, this was one of the discs, like I'd listen to it.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Not like that July 21st, 97 that's on Live Phish right now that I've been burning all morning.
I don't know. I think my, like, deep down issue with New Phish songs,
New Phish,
is potentially Trey's voice.
Singing, right, of course.
You know, I appreciate that he's really working hard at improving his vocal capabilities. I don't know. It's just
like if you want to see Aretha Franklin, like, you know.
But she is vocals.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
I'm not in Phish.
For the vocals. Yeah. I'm in for,
That's not why I've been showing up.
I'm in for, like, the nuance and, like.
I'm in for the music.
The fun.
I'm in for the fun and the music.
And the music.
Exactly.
You know, and, like,
if I want to go to Vegas and hear Adele, like, belt out some beautiful songs with her singing voice, like, that's a whole different vibe.
Yeah. And I'm, like, I appreciate it, Trey. Like, you're doing an incredible job. It just, that's what sounds different to me with New Phish and Old Phish. Like, that wasn't part of the repertoire. And maybe I'm just, like, a jaded fucking vet. But I'm happy to hear all these songs live because some of them are great. Like The Howling. And
you just don't need them, like, mic'd up in a studio.
Yeah, it's just not for me.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about the music, too. Like, I don't need to hear Page mic'd up in the studio. I don't need to hear any of them mic'd up in the studio. I want to hear them live. I want to hear them raw. I want to hear them, like, dirty.
Yeah, because there's, like, so much appreciation for them being able to play all this complexity live. Like, Fishman, the greatest drummer of all time.
Just,
like,
beast mode.
His ability to play the drums is just...
Best drummer ever?
Beyond.
I know.
I don't know if he's the best drummer ever, but, like, the best complexities. He's not just, like, out there banging out crazy solos. He has, like, such complex structures that are, like, evolving live, but also composed. And it's just like, how does he fucking remember all this shit?
Well, one of the interviews Trey did, I don't remember which one, he was talking about how, like, in a normal band, the drummer's at their back doing his thing, keeping time, like, keeping out, you know, like, laying down tracks so that everyone could do their thing. I don't remember exactly the quote, but he was like, our drummer doesn't do that. He's, like, all over the place. He's like, it's actually Paige that is, like, keeping people together. He was just, I don't know, again, get the real quote. Go do your own research. But that's what Trey was saying, is that in their band, it's almost like Paige that kind of tries to keep the wheels on, and the Fishman obviously is an atomic clock, but that he's, like, all over the place, like, and switching things up, and
yeah,
it's crazy.
He's crazy.
He's the best.
He is the best. And Trey did say in one of these interviews,
the best drummer ever.
No, that there would never be the opportunity to replace any member of this band.
Oh yeah, he said that like a few different ways.
It's just like over. And I think that's something we've talked about before. Like, it's just
I don't like talking about it.
Oh yeah, sorry,
dude. It would be. I don't like talking about it. I don't have the emotional resilience to, like, manage that. Like, you can't. I mean, he doubled down on the nostalgia tour.
Yeah,
the perception that a lot of these old bands, like, prop up some couple band members, and he even went so far as to say that, like, you know, young musicians often like attach their attach themselves to the coattails.
He was throwing some shade at the old Dead and Cozer.
He doesn't seem like he has a mean bone in his body anymore. Like, he's not like Bittersweet Motel Trey.
No, but he's still got that part of it. Like, I think for the most part, outwardly and inwardly, he is, like, a very sweet guy. But, like, he's also Bittersweet.
He can see what
Trey.
Like, I guess he is in there. Like,
he's also like a real, like, he's got that mind of, like, I can fucking rip anybody apart, but I just don't say it these days as much.
Yeah, he's much kinder. But so I think that he meant it with, like, great respect, but, you know, and also he was really just actually backing up Jerry. He was like, no one can beat Jerry. Jerry's the best guitarist that ever lived. Like, you know, whatever. Yeah, that's kind of what he was saying.
Yes, and that's true.
That's what I mean. You can't knock it.
Right.
But I've had a hell of a time.
Well, and he's also gone through that experience, you know, on firsthand, right, with fairly well. You know, he had to fill those shoes.
Yes.
And he, you know, was probably traumatized from that.
Oh, totally.
You know? Because there was, like, dealing with all that.
There's a lot to
personality and learning and, like, the dedication that he put into it. I'm surprised that he would say that. You know, knowing what is required to fill those shoes.
I mean, I don't know if he was... well, I think he did mention Jerry by name. So he must have been talking about Dead & Co. at this point. Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't think we're reading too much into it.
But at this point, you know, like, there's nothing wrong with Dead & Co. They're providing joy.
I
have
received so much joy. And, like, in that... if you can bring joy to the world...
Yeah. Might as well do it.
It seems like a good thing to do.
I agree.
So, but yeah, they're not interested in replacing anybody. I think that's the right way to do it. Like, you can't sell it.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
We will cross that bridge.
You know? Like, we'll see who's in charge. If it's Paige in charge, he might be replacing everybody.
Paige is replacing the whole band.
Paige is going
Paige
to the
Bobby, you're saying. Like, into the future. It's just Paige on the keys.
Paige and Co.
Well,
he holds everything together.
He already works with O'Teal. Fight and Blue, OGs.
I mean, Paige is the only one you really need because he holds everything together.
According to Trey.
Yeah. Right? And, like, there's that guy on Instagram who can do all of Fishman's bits.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, there's that new guy on Instagram that does Fishman's bits. I don't know who's going to do Gordon's bits. Well, O'Teal. So O'Teal will be Gordon.
Yeah.
And then, like, who's Trey? Like, your buddy?
I don't know. There's a lot of people out there, though, that have spent, like, the last 30 years trying to be Trey. Yeah. You know, they've had even more time
to be Trey
than anybody has had, like, in 95 to be Jerry.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, there's been
40 years of Phish, and there were only 30 years of Jerry. It's an extra 10 years. But hey, we can come back to this later.
Well, I'm just, like, wondering who the young guitarist would be. Anyway, I don't know any young guitarists. I was thinking, like, what? You know, that's what I was thinking.
I don't think that's his steez.
No, it's not.
No. I don't know. But I'm sure that there's somebody out there, you know, like the, what was that movie with Mark Wahlberg? Rockstar?
The one with the teddy bear?
No, that was Ted. Rockstar with, like, Jennifer Aniston when there was, like, some, like, you know, hair metal band that needed, like, a new singer and they did auditions.
Okay.
It's, like, kind of mixed in my mind with, at the same time as, like, Boogie Nights. Like, it was a similar, he was, like, not a porn star, he was a rock star.
Okay. But same movie, pretty much.
They just, like, hold some tryouts.
Like a playoff.
Yeah. Tryouts.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there would be so many people that could maybe not sing as good as Trey.
I think Rick could do it. Because he's got auto-tune.
Wow.
He just dumps that whole band and just comes and plays with Paige. I don't see it happening.
No.
Speaking of Goose.
Yeah. Goosemas. You got your tickets yet? Where is it happening?
I don't know, but you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Radio City. Remember when everyone got dressed up for Radio City?
Yeah, I was there.
Because it was... I know. We all were. I didn't get dressed up. But man, the carpet on that staircase was fucked up. They should have changed that before that weekend. That's all I'll say about that. I can't believe they had so much paisley going on in there. Yeah, we don't need to talk about Goose, I guess.
No.
But people seem to be liking their summer tour. Someone's already, like, on me to go to, like, when they're in LA, which I'm sure you'll be on me to
We're
go.
going to go.
Well, so there you go.
We've already said it on tape. We would go see Goose if they came within 50-mile radius, maybe 20-mile radius.
Were they playing the Greek again?
I think so. Why not? I'm not busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I might not even be here. I don't know. I can't remember. There was something.
But man, yeah, I mean, Phish, you know, I think they're just going to deliver, like, a sweet summer tour. I think it's going to be a neat package. But then we get no fall tour, which is strange. I don't even know if we've talked about this. This is weird to me. You know, I was kind of hoping for a little West Coast situation, but they're obviously saving up. Do you think they're going to announce something like secret? No.
No, I mean, if anything, they're going to tag on winter, like December.
Like a Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, like a New Year's.
Like a Fishmas.
I meant New Year. You think they're going to do New Year somewhere?
I think they're going to do New Year somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Unless, like...
But, like, no Halloween, like, yeah.
No. Yeah. No, because aren't there, like, tab dates or somebody dates that have already been dropped in the fall? I think so.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It just, like, feels weird. What do you think?
No, there aren't. There aren't. Trey's playing October 5th at a festival and September 15th at a festival. But other than that, I don't know. There's got to be something going on.
And they announced Mexico, which was like weird and late, but they did eventually announce it. Yeah, I mean, something's in the hopper. When they announced the Baker's Dozen, they did that like really early too, didn't they? Like 6 months out or more.
Did they?
Am I making that up?
I can't remember.
What do you think the secret set's going to be at Monday?
Good question. I haven't really thought about it. I think it's going to be like pre-recorded and they're not actually even going to be there.
Well, I know for certain that that's not true, but I don't know what it's going to be. I've got no details, but it is happening.
Well, confirmed?
It's been, yes.
No, it hasn't.
I have details, yeah.
Oh, you have details?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, there's a secret set. I can't really go into it anymore.
All right. Well, I guess they're going to... Okay, here's my guess.
Yeah.
They're going to build their own sphere and be inside of it, and it'll be projected, and then it'll blow up.
Good guess. Yeah. I think, here's what it won't be. It won't be the Tower Jam. Here's what I do know.
Okay. It won't be the drive-in.
They're not...
It could be similar to the drive-in. Because, like, that worked. They're going to have, like, this giant screen that everybody's going to be melting on, and you're not going to see the band. They're just going to be, like, in their trailer, jamming it out. That's what the secret set is. Like, you don't see them. Yeah. That's why it's pre-recorded, right? And they're just going to be, like, asleep, and they push play, and
it's just outtakes from the Evolve session that they're going to mix together. Yeah. I think we've reached the outer limits about what, like, I'm prepared to, like, throw in, but, like, yeah it's not the Tower Jam. Let's put it that way.
No, but it's going to be similar to the drive-in jam, right? Where there's going to be, like, something in the woods, and people are going to have to, like, do a scavenger hunt to find it.
No one will know where it is.
No one will know where it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And they're going to serve, like, noodles, maybe.
Like mint juleps.
Mint juleps.
Well, I just Mondegreen. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you remember at Big Cypress, that place where, like, there was the drums in the forest and they were, like, all lit up and it was, like, so weird in there?
Yeah, and that dude fell out of the tree or something.
That dude tried to kill me.
Yeah, right. I remember.
You know that?
Yeah.
I don't think he was maybe going for death, but, like, he did, like, dangle me off a balcony a little bit.
He was possessed.
No, this was days later. That dude was in our extended crew. I don't know his name. I don't know anything. No, yeah. When we got back to Miami and we had, like, a disagreement. It was a long week. It was a long few nights.
Yeah, there was
especially for him.
A lot of candles burning at both ends.
Did he broke his ankle or something?
Yeah, I thought so.
You were there when he fell?
Yeah.
So I wasn't there when he fell. That's so weird. Like, we didn't even know each other, but you watched the guy fall out of the tree.
I mean, I didn't see it happen, but I saw the kerfuffle happening, and it was like, that leg is likely broken.
The thing that precipitated him climbing the tree so high was a classic, I'm going to do X, and I'm going to wait and see, and then I'm going to decide that I can't feel anything, so I'm going to, like, double down. You know the classic? Like, and everyone's like, maybe you should just wait. Well, he knew better, and so he wasn't going to wait. He was just going to double down.
Just went for it.
And then...
If not now, then when? December 30th?
And then he ended up 30th? A tree. Like, he disappeared. He left. Like, I'm not aware that anyone knew where he was. Like, he disappeared, like, as people do.
Vision quest.
He went on a vision quest. He doubled down and then exited the group, went on a solo vision quest, and broke his leg. Ankle.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wonder where that guy is these days. Maybe he's a listener.
You don't even know his name.
I literally have no idea. It was the extended crew, It was like a guy I knew, and he was friends with him. Yeah. Like,
Well, if you broke your leg at Big Cypress, join our Discord and let us know.
Yeah.
That you're still here.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Yeah. If you ever want to talk to us, just join our Discord.
Join the Discord.
Because we play Fingo every show.
Wow.
The best.
You guys are having a lot of fun playing Fingo. I didn't get a card in this tour.
You got
the rest of the whole tour.
More than 24 hours before Mohegan.
Totally. I might just dust off an old one. I think I might have seen them at Mohegan once, like, years ago. Is that true?
I don't think so.
I was at Mohegan's Hunt once. I just don't know what for.
Oh, I don't know either.
Okay.
All right, well, you check in on that and let us know. We'll see you guys soon, because with Phish on Tour, there is a lot to talk about, a lot to dissect. And make sure you listen to or attend all the shows so you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.